The presenting sponsor of Swoontower Soccer is FVF Law.
To find out what makes FVF a different kind of injury law firm, you can visit fvf.law.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Swoontower Soccer. I'm Steph, and I'm alone right now. I just wanted to hop on to offer some thoughts in these trying times being an Austin FC fan. Some of you might want to stay angry and disappointed, and that's great. That's great. I'm not here to try and change your mind there. We all consume sports in our own way, and there's certainly good reason to hold on to those emotions right now. You should probably pause here and hop over to the North End Podcast Boys or Emergency Podcast, or maybe wait for Swoontower when it comes out on Tuesday. They will help you stay mad. This episode is for those of you who want a reframe on your match moods when we have a run of big oofs like we're in right now. There's no question that it's rough out there. It's hard to see games slip away time and time again, especially at the last second. But I wanted to share the way that I process these losses in case it resonates with anyone else. And I have a podcast, so I can say whatever I want, as Mike so eloquently put it last week. Also, Preston Judd is Madame Morrible, the actual villain of Wicked and the world. So that's what I have to say on that. Anyway, every home match that we have at Q2, I get to ride my bike through our little piece of the city. I get to scream sing a musical or Bad Bunny or Christmas music in April, and nobody can stop me. I get to see Gisela and Trennis really putting in the work to cultivate community and make people smile and feel welcome in the stadium. I get to see Susie or Dawn from APA and pet a dog. I get to see kids like Eliza making these memories and traditions with their families, with the mascot of the match, with the general energy and vibes in the concourse, with the South End doing what they do best. I get to sit in 107 with people who I had no idea existed before this club came to us. Andrew, Jill, Becky, Chuck, Chris, Chase, Stacy, Bitya, Robert, Peach, Brooke, all the folks whose faces are familiar or whose screeches live rent-free in my eardrums that I don't know yet. These people are an experience all on their own in the stadium. We scream, we sigh, we sing together. That bond is special, and it's a treat to get to enjoy. Whether we win or lose, we're in those 90 minutes together. That's something to celebrate. When we leave, whether we're thrilled or brutally crushed, there are people to share those emotions with on the way out. We oof together, we celebrate together. Since we usually stay for true love, gentle reminder to listen to the lyrics of that song, we usually see the families of players coming down from the boxes. Knowing that their livelihood depends on their husband or father or son keeping his job, especially after maybe he has done a bad job, really puts things in perspective for me. It's why I tend to bristle when I hear folks complain about the effort a player puts in or does not put in. These guys have a ticking clock on the only career they've ever known, and even on the bad days, I try to remember what they have riding on the pitch. For away games, those can be harder to find joy in a striking loss, but I try to name the benefits of whatever viewing situation I'm in. It's a real therapy move. Look at 5 things that you can see that are nice. Sometimes it's being surrounded by friends at a watch party. Sometimes it's a small group at a house with Jets Pizza. I freaking love Jets Pizza. Jets Pizza outweighs any loss. I don't care who wins or loses or does whatever. If I have Jets Pizza, I'm happy. On Wednesday, it was just me and Mike at home with no Jets Pizza. But I got to be on the couch in my pajamas. I had air conditioning. I was sitting next to my favorite person in the world and a dog who could not care any less about goals given up. I got to scream and swear in a group chat where brilliant people turned to absolute gremlins. And I mean that with all the love and positive intent that gremlins deserve. And that's a lot. We had a space to yell it out. How lucky are we to have each other, to have this whole community of people who support this team? If you're still listening, whether you just fast forwarded to the end to see how long I could stay in my feelings, or whether you've listened to the whole thing, you have a community with me and Mike and Landon and Jeremiah. We're here in all our different ways of showing up to engage with this sport, and I hope you feel that. My way might not be for you, but We contain multitudes on this podcast. You might be a Mike, you might be a Landon, you might be a Jeremiah, you might be none of us. But I hope that you know that if you're listening, you're part of this community. People go to movies and plays to feel something. They go to connect with a story or characters and share that with other people who watched. Usually they know ahead of time if they're in for a comedy or a tragedy, which is where obviously sports diverts. But how joyful is that surprise? Every twist and moment of suspense is one more way to connect after it's over with the people around you. Think about the first folks who got to see Romeo and Juliet, or people who don't know the story. It is hard to watch Mercutio die when the first half of that entire play is a comedy. It's funny, it's romantic, it's fun. And then it's almost funny again how the bodies keep falling at the end. There are 5 bodies at the end of Romeo and Juliet. 6 if you count Lady Montague, who dies off stage of grief. But shut up, because 5 works better to make this San Jose match analogy. It's hard and it feels bad to watch them go, watch the dominoes fall. And there are absolutely people in that play to blame. The friar, for one, as the responsible adult who had a very bad game plan. The characters themselves for being bad communicators, and the whole system of Verona for not providing the people with an environment to love and thrive in. But even in that tragedy, there are thousands of moments of joy, laughter, stupid mistakes, and really mind-scratching choices to talk about with your friends for, 450 years or so later. Shakespeare shoehorning aside, I love Austin FC and what this team has given me, even in our losses. I'm not saying you should stop pushing back on decisions or stop fighting for better systems, but holding on to all of this that I just talked about is what keeps me positive and excited to watch every match, no matter what the previous outcome was. I just wanted to share it in case anyone was out there searching for a way to reclaim their joy for the next match. I can't wait to see you all tomorrow night. In the meantime, Houston. I love you. Bye. Swoontower Soccer is brought to you by our friends at FVF Law. FVF is a different kind of personal injury law firm dedicated to community, transparency, and client education.
And they have their own podcast called Summary Judgment. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts.
You can go to FVF.law to find out what makes FVF a different kind of injury law firm and why understanding your legal options can dramatically change the outcome of a case. Once again, that's FVF.law.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Swoontower Soccer's Opponent Spotlight for this Saturday's match against Houston Dynamo. I'm Mike Cragnola.
And I'm Steph Cragnola.
And this week we are joined by a very special guest.
That's right. It's our favorite correspondent from Houston.
The Dynamo subreddit. So we have again looked at a cross-section of the Houston Dynamo Reddit community to get a vibe on what's going on with this team. Now, Steph, it seems like they're kind of going through it a little bit and posting through it over the last 2 weeks or so.
Yeah. And, looking at their form, some of the 12 days ago messages that we'll read, they lost 6-2 to Colorado on Saturday, April 11th.
Uh-huh.
And then they won 4-1 El Paso Locomotive in the leagues in the Open Cup. 1-0 Orlando on Saturday. 1-0 with a red card to San Diego on Wednesday. So they've got 3 wins and a big loss in the last 15 days.
Right. And so before that loss, they had also lost to before that big loss to Colorado, they had also lost to Seattle, which happens a lot, and lost to Dallas 4-3 before that. So they've been kind of all over the place here so far early in the season. Over their last 6 in the league, it looks like they're at 3 wins, 3 losses. Okay. So with that in mind, I found this post from 12 days ago from Screwtown 36er. The subject was, "What's your confidence level from 0 to 10 for this Wednesday night, and that was referring to their Open Cup match against El Paso. And the first response was from Blank is Dead. We'll be tied until the second half when we concede 2 before the final whistle.
With another response from Hefty Pumpkin 1626. We're 100% confident we're gonna lose. Fire Ben.
And then a response to that from Just Wrangler 1020. Fire Ben. So, 12 days ago, things were pretty dark.
Pretty dark.
It sounds like they wanted their coach fired.
Yeah. And that they were convinced that they were going to leave the Open Cup in the first round, which, how embarrassing would that be?
So embarrassing. Imagine losing to a USL team. It's
6 days ago.
It's too bad Austin didn't play in the Open Cup, huh?
6 days ago.
Yeah.
Things are starting to look a little different. We've got a note from James G, 1982. I'm going to move the microphone away from my mouth.
Oh, good idea. Me too.
Okay. Subject. Great win! Body. What a game! We played as a team! Let's go!
Yeah, there's so many exclamation points.
In total, in those 4 sentences or 4 phrases, there are 18 exclamation marks.
Yeah. Pretty excited guy for a 1-0 win against Orlando. Response from low_wall_7828. That's the best they've looked. Really like the changes, especially on D. Maurer was great. You knew there was a change because kicks out of the goal didn't immediately go to the other team.
There was another response from Boo Larry, who, is not buying the exclamation mark hype. They say, we rarely held possession more than 3 passes out of the back. It was maddening. Glad to get the win, and the defense was compact and organized, but we have got to make better decisions on the ball.
Yeah. So 6 days ago, again, conflicted in the fan base. Unsure what to do with a 1-0 win against Orlando.
City, yeah.
And then 3 days ago, from LBJ 2K11, the subject is Ponce question. The body is new fan here, which, holy cow, a new fan for Houston?
I know.
Massive.
Big news.
Huge,
Ring the
big
bell.
deal. Right. New fan here. Was Ponce actually decent at some point? I can't get behind him for the life of me, but I want to make sure I'm not just watching a poor run of form. Also, while I have your attention, please feel free to share the players you've enjoyed watching most this season.
Okay, so I gotta just jump in for a second. If you're doing the accent, I think you have to call him Ponce.
Oh, but I won't.
Yeah.
I respect a name more than I
troll.
Yeah.
Troll Houstonites.
Yeah. But you're probably right.
Yeah.
I almost guarantee this guy would call him Ponce.
Yeah.
But the rest of the post was basically just talking, like all of the comments were basically about how Ponce is terrible, and no one mentioned another player except for one person. The Walt 2 said, Guilherme is a stud. I love watching Anali too. And I think this kind of sums up a lot of where Houston is at right now. They've got Anali, they've got Guilherme, they signed Mateus Bogus, who we know was good with LAFC and haven't seen a lot of this year. They've also brought back Hector Herrera. And so there are players on this team that are
Period.
pretty good. But like whether
they have players.
Yeah. Whether they play well, I think is a different question. And it seems like Houston is not sure whether that will be true or not.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably the more winnable of our current Copa Tejas opponents.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I feel at like a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay. around our ability to get things done on Saturday, or
Yeah, I would say like that's a 3 out of 10 chance we're gonna win.
okay,
It's a 10 out of 10 chance I'm gonna have fun.
yes,
So-
absolutely.
You know?
Well, folks, that's your opponent spotlight for Houston because we refuse to talk to anyone from there. It's actually, I think, interesting because I saw a new post from a new podcast in Houston, and I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet, but we wanted to get something out today. And so we might actually be able to do an opponent spotlight for the next time we play them,
Whoa.
if that podcast still exists in a couple of months.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So fingers crossed for content
Yeah.
that they stick around. I don't really care otherwise.
I do want to just put a couple social media standouts out
Ooh,
there.
Okay.
Just like Danny Pereira, he's so back.
Oh, yeah.
He when Danny Pereira is injured, he reverts back to being a 21-year-old, I think, because he posted a video where he just walked into the kitchen and just screamed and scared his mom.
Yep.
Poor Catty. She's so wonderful.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve
She
this.
doesn't deserve this. Danny, what are you doing? Do the dishes. I don't know. Like,
Be nice.
be nice to her.
Be nice to your mom. She's going through it, dealing with you.
And that was just like, you know, obviously we have a bunch of like going through it posts. But wanted to call that out. And also just wanted to call out the fact that Brad Stuver yesterday and Ethan Finley posted about a mutual friend that they had lost in the soccer community, and just our hearts and thoughts go out.
Yeah.
It's hard. It feels horrible to lose a friend.
Yeah, and I think it's an important thing to remember that all of these folks in MLS are so tight, right? And it's so close. And I think the way that a lot of these folks have worked together and have grown up together, and like that stuff is really hard to deal with while you're also competing against each other. And so it's thoughts are definitely going out to the families. Hold your loved ones close, everybody.
All right.
I do have one more social media moment to call out in celebration, which is Micah Burton shared a photo of him running onto the field for his MLS debut, which listeners to the show for a long time, y'all may know that Micah was one of our first academy kids to get a homegrown contract, right? It was Owen and then Micah. And for him to finally get out onto the field for a first team debut in an MLS match, really exciting for him. He posted, "Long journey, but a moment I'll never forget." And that's like the one positive that I was able to take out of this San Jose match.
Yeah.
And so good for Micah. Congratulations, man. Long time coming. Great to see it.
All right, y'all. We will see you at the stadium tomorrow. There's a cute dog.
Oh, yeah.
We're very excited to interview this sweet, big, chunky little angel.
Yes. Bandito, we're coming for you, buddy.
In the meantime, if you like this podcast, rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
Tell your moms.
Tell your mom's friends.
Tell your mom's friends' dogs.
Tell your enemies.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
I will marry Chewy's
Yeah.
because they love Chew Boom Boom sauce.